Hello, good morning, happy Saturday. Welcome to the weekend. How are we all doing? Hope we're well. Is the AV working today? One hopes so. One does indeed hope so. The bars are moving, so I think it's fine. Hopefully you can see the picture. Anyway, what kind of week have you guys had? God, it's cold in it. It is cold in my room. I came in here and it was 9 Celsius. It's like, so I put the aircon on to sort of warm the room up a bit. It's now up to 16, so it feels a bit more normal. Put it this way, it was so cold. It was so cold in my room. Let me show you what my monitor looked like. Yeah, check this. I turned my monitors on. My monitors look like that. That's how cold it was. Basically, it took them about 3 or 4 minutes to warm up to the point where they would display an image. Oh, man. So I'm trying to let the computer warm the room up now. It should be good in about an hour. Thing is, what? Like, I've got a radiator on the wall, but I'm not... Like, I used to have it on a timer so that about 7, 8 o'clock it would start warming the room up. But electricity now is so high, I'm like, nah, I'll just come in and put the heating on. Can't bother with it. I would buy a 4090, but I don't want to set fire to my room, so I'd rather not. 3080 will do the job. No, I stream from a converted office, or converted garage, Galaxy. There's like an external garage, and I converted it about, blimey, about 12 years ago. You heat your man cave with a 3090, blimey. They're quite good for warming up rooms, aren't they? Mine's pulling 370 watts right now, and I'm not even moving the screen. Did I get my flying hours in? I'm going to talk about that in a bit, D22. I've got some pictures to show you, but we'll let people kind of, get in, because I've only just started, and then I'll show you some pics from the flight, or flights I did on Friday. So I've got a bit more to do Monday, Tuesday, but I looked at the weather forecast, because I could have gone flying this morning. Looking at the weather forecast at the moment, it's flyable. So I thought, well, I could go and do it now and sacrifice the streaming. But looking at Monday and Tuesday, it looks like it should be. I'm hoping it's going to be flyable. If it's not, I'm in trouble. Because I've got a bit more flying to do. Has this been updated? It's had loads of bug fixes. They've got some more content coming out, but it's been delayed, I think. But I've got plenty to finish off. There's still lots to explore. I've still got missions to do. So I thought, well, let's go back to this and play some chill stuff. How is the Solar Saga going? So, there's actually been some progress this week. What's my solar doing right now? Oh, look at that. My solar's running the stream right now. We're only pulling 24 watts from the grid. Isn't that nice? There's been some movement on the solar front. I basically phoned them up on Monday, and I was getting to the point when I phoned them on Wednesday. I had a discussion with them. I said, look, if you don't sort this out, I'm going to have to go through the formal complaint route. Anyway, they've come back, and they've said that what they're going to do is remove my 8 kilowatt inverter and replace it with 2 5 kilowatt inverters of the same manufacturer, which is fine because they can run in master slave mode. So I think one of the inverters will drive all the front panels, the other inverter will drive all the back panels, and then I'm not sure how they will do the batteries. I guess one of them will be controlling the battery. So, yeah, but because it's a change to the installation and the way that we generate power, they have to get DNO approval. At which point I said, does that mean I need to wait 3 months? And they said, no, because it's an amendment. It goes through a lot quicker, so... I think they've sent off the DNO approval, so we just got to wait for that. I don't know how long it's going to take. But, yeah, they're not getting my money. until they sort it out. And they know that. They know that. So they've got to come and fix it, basically. So it's just a waiting game. Who knows if it'll happen this side of Christmas? My guess is not. My guess is January. Well, Vrome, exactly. This is what I said to them. And I said them what my experience had been with them so far and the fact they don't return my calls. Like, it's completely unimpressive. So I fed all that back to them. D-Storm, thank you for 40 months, tier 3, sir. Thank you. Sniffer, thank you for 83. SND 52, happy hunting, thank you. Firefighter with 95 months, T-5 for VIP. Yeah, we've got quite a few left. Grindock, 4 years, 48 months. Get your squirrels running faster. Enceladus, 104 months. Mr. Bandit with 2 months, good morning. Had a splendid week, busy week. Buccaneer Dan, thank you for 53. Any news on the dead battery? So yes, that's progressed slightly. Although it's kind of progressed sideways. So I have a case number with SunSync support. And the technicians came back and said, well, the good news is it's not flashing, because I sent them a video of it, right? So you switch it on and it starts beeping, but there's no alarm light flashing. So they've come back and said, because the alarm light's not flashing, it might just be on a low state of charge. And that actually put it in the system might kick it into action. At which point I pointed out to them that 2 weeks ago, their technician did that. We put it in the loop. Their technician connected to it and tried to force charge it. And nothing happened. So I've said, you've already done this. Here's the name and email address of the guy at SunSync who did that. What do you want to do now? So now that was yesterday. So, I mean, I'm not too worried. The battery's got a 5-year guarantee, so it's going to get fixed. It's just a matter of when. T-Rex, thank you for 4 years. So, yeah. And then a week on Monday, I've got an electrician coming, fitting a Zappy charger. Oh, my God. It's all kicking off. Let's see how that can go wrong. Because everything else seems to go wrong. Let's see how that can go wrong. Any plans to check out the upcoming Dwarf Fortress Steam release? What kind of a game is Dwarf Fortress? It sounds like something I won't play, but just from the name. You installed a pellet heating in your house. It took years until it finally worked. Wow. Mr. Breyer, you are 1 month away, sir, from a VIP badge. Thank you very much. Let's head back to the... Why am I... Let's head back to the headquarters. I want to check my weapons out. Is it me, or is this guy in his car look a bit small? It's really weird. You've heard so much about Dwarf Fortress, you don't know what you're doing. Neither do I. I haven't seen Icarus. I've never played Icarus, Fruity. So I've no idea, mate. It's where Rimworld got inspiration from. Interesting. PS4 Gamer, thank you for 93 months. Can't remember the way back. Is it this way? I think it's this way. I could just look at the map. No, this isn't right. This is definitely not right. Have you seen the new game from the developers of The Forest? No, I have not. What is it? The thing is, I feel like the devs of The Forest have tainted themselves. I think, whatever they come up with, I'm not going to back it in early access. Let's put it that way. It took them, what, 7, 8 years to deliver The Forest? And even now, I think the spawning and stuff is still janky. Like, I don't really feel like that's a polished game that was done on time. Gamercore, thank you for 39 months. Can we have a more powerful engine DLC? This is ridiculous. Oh, don't tell me they've still got their Halloween event. What on earth? And they're not even shootable objects. Lazy. Haven't you saved a race file with every update? Tell me about it, bro. Dude, we're only at the end of November and they've not patched this out. That's amazing. Right, so what have I got? Tier 6 and my monoblock tier 5. We need to go hunting elk. I need to refresh my mind on this game. Let's see. Encyclopedia. Animals. Tier 6 elk. I have to harvest 500 kilos of elk. So I need to figure out where we went for that on the map. Try and remember the best place for it. There's some there. There's also some over here. We could maybe go... They got a feeding zone near that place. Drinking zone over here. What does the encyclopedia say about the habits? No, I'm not done with story missions. That's what I'm trying to do, Zyrus. Trying to finish off the old content on this. So they eat at 5 a.m., they drink at 9 a.m. So I guess between the two, they're going to drink here for a while, then probably shuffle over for a drink at 9. So maybe like 8 a.m. Get them coming in for a drink, maybe. Jake, thank you for 69 months. Nice. So let's try and find a drink zone. What do you look like? They drink here. I don't remember having much luck at this place. We can try it. We can go there. Rest until... I feel like that's too early, and 8:19 is probably too late, so... That looks nice. Oh, dude, don't talk to me about mountain goats. I still get nightmares about the whole thing. Tracking marker. Right, we're going to go here. Through here. Wind's coming in from the northwest. That's fine. Is this my tier? Oh, I can't remember which weapon this is. I got a feeling this is my tier 6 rifle. I think the tier 5 has a nicer scope on it, if I remember.
The new game is called Sons of the Forest and looks identical except you crash in a helicopter this time. Not sure where they're going with it really.
Oh my god, Gabriel, that's amazing. You can just imagine like crashing on an island, but this time in a helicopter. And there are mutants, but they're a little bit different. They've got 3 arms instead of 2. Oh god. Volpodrank, thank you for 28 months. That all sounds a bit lazy to me. Not exactly getting excited about that. Kieran! Thank you, mate. Thank you for 10 subs gifted. Welcome, guys. If you just got a sub, give him a thank you. Thanks for the squirrel gifts. Refresh your page and be ad-free. Apparently they've changed something. I was reading the patch notes quickly. If you hear an animal noise in the distance now, when you look at it, it doesn't tell you what kind of animal it was. It just tells you the distance. So they kind of removed a little bit of information. Which kind of makes sense. Yeah, they need to try harder than that, Gabrielle. And like I say, I don't have a lot of faith in the dev team. That's 777 total for him. Blimey. Well, I think, Captain Flint, it makes sense if it doesn't tell you, but when you hear the sound, as an experienced hunter, you'll be thinking, oh, that's whatever. So you'll probably know, but it's not going to tell you. I don't know, Ditobito. I think there was something about adjusted audio levels. So I guess it remains to be seen. Let's get used to the key. Was it 4? Yeah, 4 for the binocs. Who walks with an arm like that? I don't know. We'll see when we go down near the water, right? Mr. Langeville? Where are we? Teeth removal, that was it. Yeah, we've got a northwest wind. I'll show you some pictures from my flying shortly. $500 kilos of elk meat. That sounds like, what, maybe 3 good elk? I mean, they get quite big, don't they? There's actually a deer stand down there, look. Be a perfect place to hole up and wait. It does indeed, Lawson. I just can't remember it from a few weeks ago playing it. You know, if you don't play a game for a few weeks, like, loads of detail just falls out your head. It's a bit like that. See much going on right now. I've not heard any animal noises apart from background audio. It's a bit strange. I know drinking's not till 9, but you often find other animals here. And you kind of need to get here before they do, you know? The trouble is I don't know where they're coming from. Because I don't have... Like, I have the drinking zone, but I don't have the feeding zone. So right now, they'll be feeding somewhere. But that could be here, here. I doubt it's going to be up here. So they're probably going to come in from this area, which is fine, because the wind's coming that way. I should probably explore this and try and find some need zones around here. So the black bear also drinks here. And the grey wolf. Male, female, yeah. So a couple of good adults would probably do that mission. Black bear's probably left because they drink at 7 AM. What was the other one? Grey wolf. Same. So we're probably in between drinking. It's fine. We'll just camp up here for a bit. We could go in there. You've not seen this game before? Played it when it came out a few weeks ago. I swear I could just hear footsteps then. That's so weird. Is it better than the hunter? They're just different to each other. I wouldn't say one is categorically better. This one's easier to play. Such a beautiful game. Shame I don't have the patience for hunting games lately. Yeah, hunting is patience. I think because they're elk, they'll probably come through these woods here. I'm unsure whether to stay here or go down to the camp out in the stand. The draw distance in this game is actually pretty good. So's the animal animation is good as well. But I think visually they're about up to 600 meters or so. Is it 900? I thought it was only 6. We'll see. We'll wait for something to turn up. Which it may never do. 800 meters depending on your settings. Well, my settings. What are my settings? Video. Ultra view distance quality. I mean, it's maxed out pretty much. Apart from motion blur. So, you'd hope to see it. Bonus, thank you for 31 months. What time is it? 8:05. So, if they're due to drink at about 9, they should be on the way right now. That's cool. Do I have the elk collar? That's a very good question, D-Storm. I don't know what collars I brought with me. Yes, I do have an elk collar, as it happens. Hang on, where are my skill things? Character. There was one that I still had to get, wasn't there? The one that ups the calling. Oh, there's my inventory. Yeah. Yeah, the tier 6 is in primary. There was one that, do you know the callers? It moves the callers on, doesn't it? So that you call different levels of stuff, but I can't remember where that was under. Is it one of these? Sell 10 called animals. Second level calls available. Right. So I've got to do another 5 called animals and then sell them. And then that will get second level calling. And then, geez, 30. That's going to take time. Travel 150 k's a vehicle, 25% increased vehicle speed. That sounds nice. Animals audible at 20% greater distance. Complete Idaho collectibles. What a stupid mission. What? I mean, seriously. Go around and find and collect 7 things and then you can hear things further away. That makes no sense. So when you've put 50 taxidermied animals, you get another 30% space. Okay. Travel 3 kilometers in a prone stance. Do you remember when I tried to cheese this? Travel 7k in a prone stance. That's just absurd. Yikes. Heart, lung, or artery with a break action shotgun. Yikes. That should happen fairly soon, that one. What time is it? 8:08. Man, that is noisy. Attracts low fitness males. Yay! We've got the Basildon version of the elk collar. What does the bar at the bottom do? It tells you when to basically do it again. So like now. But it's not going to make any difference because I don't think there's anything around. So across the bank there is 200 and 250-ish. So for 0 for 200. You have hunter sense turned on to see calls. Like that. Is that what you mean? I don't usually turn it on until I hear something. I'm surprised there's absolutely nothing here. There's another drink zone here. So we could spawn there and go back that way. See if we can see any here. I'm not sure if you can get from here across to there. Probably can, actually. There's definitely nothing there, is there? Let's go for a wander. Please lose £10. What on earth does that mean? What's that, about 4.5 kilos? Somebody's concerned about my weight. Probably, Andy lad. It's probably exactly what they'll do. I figure if we just kind of move in this direction, we might see something coming here. Unexpected kind. Thank you for your tier 2, 23 months, almost 2 years. See, I can't, like, that perk where you have to travel 3 kilometers in a prone position. Like, I can't understand that. How are you going to get around the map for like 3 kilometers lying down? You can't do it in one go. You very rarely crawl more than like 20 meters at a time. It just seems like an absurd thing to ask you to do. D-Storm, I am not dropped a single frame, so I'd suggest it's your side. Try adjusting the resolution or something. No, you can switch between one mission, but you can't activate more than one at a time. It's actually a bit annoying. See if we can pick up any need zones while we're here. D22, thank you for 77 months. Yeah, I know, mate. I think that's, to be honest with you, D22, I genuinely think that's the intention. It's like good old cable TV. Missions from camps are usually the hardest ones and worth doing after the campaign. Interesting. Okay. Are you done them all then, Yarez? MD, how you doing? Yeah, in about 15 minutes I'll show you some pics from the flying on Friday. I think most people should be here by now. I've not seen or heard a single animal yet. This is a bit weird. To the Rex, thank you for 4 years. Happy anniversary. Yeah, I don't get that either, Lowson. I think it works differently on different platforms. Patched all the animals out, can you imagine? So there is a ridge there. Ah. I don't know, Krilikov. I'm not sure about that. I know they added a 3D... If you go to Encyclopedia now and then go to Firearms, you pick a weapon and then you click on C, and then you can basically like 3D inspect the weapon. Like that. That was something they've added. As to new rifles, I'm not sure what they've added. That looks new. It looks like there is some new stuff. Because I don't remember that. I'm sure there used to be like 3 shotguns. Not sure I remember that either, to be honest. Have you got your solar panels figured out? Well, yes and no. Like, what's up there is working, 4 panels are not working, and they're now putting in a application to the DNO to change my 8 kilowatt inverter to 2 5s so that it can run all the panels. Because basically, they screwed up. When they designed it, they screwed up. There are too many panels for an 8 kilowatt inverter. Exosphere Dragon, thank you for 102 months. Infernal, thank you for 43 months. So we're here. I'm thinking we can go here and have a look down north. That's my plan. I was kind of hoping to get a need zone, but there's nothing around here. I think it's too high for them. What's the DNO? The what do they call it now? The distributed network operator, which is the term used for who is responsible for supplying electricity in your area. So for the whole of Essex and Norfolk and Suffolk, that is UK Power Networks, and maybe a bit more. And that's the DNO for my area. No, I know, Andy Ladd. I think I was just ultimately just unlucky. I just got the wrong people who dealt with my installation. The problem is because it's such an explosive market, like they're growing rapidly. All these solar companies are growing rapidly. They're just hiring people like crazy, and inevitably you don't hire quality staff, and then this is what happens. They'd probably end up losing money on my installation now, I think, because they're having to send people back and replace equipment. Like that 8 kilowatt inverter they're taking out, I don't know what they're going to do with it, but they can't install it in another customer's property because it's not a new thing. Anyway, it's getting sorted slowly. Yeah, maybe Rome. I don't know what they'll do. It's not my problem. Well, the problem is, Andy Ladd, it's you get the inverter and then you get all the bits and pieces, and when they get an inverter, they sometimes have to like drill holes and things to get cables. Like, I don't think you can just pass it off as a new one. Right, where are we? Let's see what we can see. Maybe Valencia, maybe. It's wabbit season. Actually, it's elk season. Just hoping to get a decent viewpoint. Oh, that's quite a long way. There we go. $600 meters. I bet we can't pitch down. Oh, you gotta love the graphics. We're not sure how to do it. Oh my god. There we go. What the? Jeez, man. It's gonna be pretty hard getting a good shot on this. Why is it not telling me what? Why does it tell me what the tier of the animal is? It's not telling me that anymore. Out of range, is that what it is? I was using binocs. It still didn't show me. Not done the flying story yet, Micah. No. Brett Son, mate, how you doing? 58 months. How you doing, sir? I'm going to show you some pictures in a second, Brett Son. Some flying I did yesterday. I hope you're well, buddy. $500-ish. Are we still out of range for a hunter scent? Let's try and get to this big rock here. Dude, I'm pressing hunter scent. It's not doing anything. Because the further I come down, the lower I get, and the more chance the trees are in the way. Get ready for winter. You get a new man cave. I like it. What's the range on the hunter sense then? I'm not going to have a clean shot of this, right? Can't aim far enough down. The pro mechanics are genuinely rubbish. Wait, what? That was weird. We got one clean kill, and I think one good kill might be him. I'm not sure. There he goes. Yeah, he's down. So 2 kills out of that. We got one instant and one over there. Nice. Let's just die on our way down the slope now. Yeah, the animals were so confused. Oh, this isn't great, is it? Right. Because that makes sense, doesn't it? You get 2 good kills, you try to slide down a hill, and you just instantly fall unconscious and respawn back at base, because... Okay. And I bet you the animals have gone now. That's just the dumbest thing ever. What does that mean? It probably means that the animals have despawned. I genuinely don't feel like that should have left us unconscious. We slid down the hill a little bit. Mickey, thank you for 78 months. Spencer, thank you for 5. Right, we'll go to these animals, see if they're there or not, and then I'll show you some pictures from the flying. Come on. I still feel like I'm too low down. I still feel like the character is too small. We'll see, D-Storm. Bit cold for flying. Dude, it's perfect. Yesterday, it was 6 Celsius outside, and the air was still and cold. It's the best flying weather. It's just like gliding around. It was just amazing. The second flight I did 2 flights. The second one had some turbulence in places, but not much. It was still mostly lovely. I love winter flying. I think he is a short guy, yeah. I'm flying the TB200. I don't know where you're at, Brett, Sen, in your what you know, but obviously I joined a new flying group, so I left the flying group at North Weald, so I left the Cessnas behind, and I joined a group with a single plane, which is a Sakata TB200, and I fly that now. You didn't know that? Cool. Yeah, so I used to fly out of North Weald, and they have a group of Cessna 172s. I left that literally 2 months ago, and I joined over at Earl's Cone, EGSR. There's a plane, a Sakata TB200, which is a variable pitch prop, fixed undercarriage. Quite a nice plane. It's quite roomy inside. Not quite as much headroom as a Cessna, which is the only bad thing. Sakata. SOC. Sakata. TB200. If you've ever heard of the Trinidad and the Tobago, I think it's the Trinidad. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a nice plane. It has a Garmin G750. It has 2 G5s, Garmin G5s. So it's got some nice equipment in it. The autopilot sometimes works. The autopilot's temperamental. However, what I have noticed about the autopilot is it seems to like winter and hate summer. That's what I've worked out. Like, all through summer when I was flying, it wouldn't work. However, in winter, it works perfectly well. And the autopilot seems to be related to an issue with the electric elevator trim. So on your thumbstick, you have a little button, and you can control the trim wheel. So you can literally move it. You don't have to, like, spin the trim wheel anymore. Did I just see an animal? I did as well. There's me running back. Dang it. But I got some more. When the trim wheel, the electric trim works, that's when the autopilot works. But I was basically using it yesterday, and it is absolutely fantastic. When it works, it is fantastic. It doesn't seem to... You can't command an altitude, but it will hold your altitude. So you can't say to it, go into autopilot and, like, climb to 2,700. But what you can do is climb the plane to 2,700 and then engage the autopilot, and it will lock the altitude in. And then you can say nav mode, and it'll just follow the GPS, and it is brilliant. I've never had that, and it's so nice. kind of going over there, aren't they? TB200 is the Tobago XL, right? And the TB20, I think the TB20 Trinidad is the one drone with the retractable landing gear, I think. No, you can't increase and decrease the altitude. You can do it on the G5, but it doesn't. The autopilot just ignores it. I tried it. It's a bit of a shame. I wonder if they're there. I just saw one. I think maybe they might come back again soon. Just there. See if we can loot some bodies. Oh, it just, honestly, Brett Sand, it takes the workload away. Even just holding the altitude and course, even that allows you to just do other things, like check other stuff, prepare for your next thing, like look out the window, you know what I mean? It just makes such a difference. Mr. Cowley, thank you for 82 months. And Bob, thank you for gifting a sub to Kieran. Hey, still got some stuff. Okay, what do we get? Looks like we got a left lung shot. I'm surprised that instantly dropped it. I thought it would have run around for a little bit. That was a trophy 3-star. Single lung. Mature male. 429 kilos. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. There should be another one over here. Does it have any protection system as if it can't hold the altitude it will disengage? Yeah, it does. It does do that. Because there was a point where it didn't know what to do, and because it was trying to turn and it couldn't regain its course, so it just cancelled it and flashed up. Ooh, what's this one? Oh wow, this one came in the other way, look. Yikes, that was so close to a heart shot. Like, considering we're using the lapel round, the penetration on that is not huge. It lost a lot of energy very quickly. Look at that. Just the energy dissipation. That was only a 1, though. 365. There you go. That's done the mission. Nice. They're now downwind, so I don't think they're going to be coming back anytime soon. Right, no mission active. Do we need to go back to... Yes, we do. So we go back to here. Hand the mission in. Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't despawn. Anyway, let's have a look at some pictures. Let me get rid of that stuff on the map. Remove. Cool. Right, where's my pictures? Here's my pictures. If I do that... There you go, you can see that, can't you? Right. So, let's put it back up there. So, I did 2 flights. This is the first flight I did. And this information's slightly wrong. So, basically, that's Earl's Cone there. And what I did was departed out of 2-4, then did a climb in turn, then went back over the overhead, and then headed off. And I fixed in some waypoints into the GPS system. So there's a few waypoints along here that you can punch in. And then flew back over Chelmsford there. So I flew back over Chelmsford, had a look at my house and stuff. Always fun. So that was the route that I took. And then basically the route back was I just reversed the route. So what I did was I did a flight. I think it took about an hour and 40. Did a flight, came back, made a cup of tea, had something to eat, and then went back out again. Only this time I went sort of slightly different. I was hand flying it around this bit and then put it back into AP. And this is Southend airspace here, so I was kind of skirting around Southend airspace. And that took us over to the water and back out along the coast. And this bit here, I'll show you in a second, that is Sizewell nuclear reactor right there. And there's a danger zone from 0 to 2,000 feet, but I flew it at 2,700 through this bit. But you can see, like, the ground speed of 131 knots, because there was a wind coming from the west of about 20 knots. I actually did. Captain Flint, when I flew over my house, I was looking down, I was trying to find my street, and then I recognized my house because it had solar panels all over it. But yeah, it was lovely weather for flying. This is the plane. This is Echo Delta here. Sakata TB200 Tobago. That's the plane. So yeah, I had the power set for about 65%, no, 55% power, I think. So I was really just cruising slowly. But even with that wind, it was doing 131 knots. If I'd have pumped it up, I'd have been doing 150 easy through here. But I wasn't in a rush. Anyway, so that's what the view was like. It was... I mean, apart from the misty horizon, which you often get in summer through a thing called inversion, but in winter, you can get it because it's been raining a lot recently, right? So there's a lot of moisture in the ground. It tends to sort of evaporate in the sun, and then it kind of creates this haze. But otherwise, it was a beautiful still day. It was lovely flying weather. That, I'm sure you can guess what that is. That is Sizewell nuclear reactor. I basically flew probably within about a mile of it and then got the phone out and took that picture. That was the closest I got to it, but I was zoomed in a little bit. But that's what it looks like from the air. Pretty crazy stuff. It was pretty perfect weather, yeah. It was very nice weather. So after Sizewell, so this would have been the clockwise route. So this would have been the first, yeah, this would have been the first flight. And then I flew past some, what looked like disused airfields. This wasn't showing up as an active airfield. So this was after Sizewell on the way back towards Southend. Although it kind of looks like an army type thing, doesn't it? Like there's loads of little... You do get these World War hangar things going on. But it wasn't showing up as an active airfield, so I'm not really sure what it was, but I took a picture of it. It does look a bit military to me, yeah. Those kind of hangars look very DCS, don't they? But yeah, if you have an engine failure, that's where you're going to go, right? And there was another one you'll see in a minute, just like it. If I can zoom out of this. There you go. There's another one. Very, very disused, this one. You've got the same hangars going on, but I don't think anywhere near as much activity, and that looks like it's not been landed on in a long time. I think is that runway 27? Yeah, 27. So pretty old. Yeah, I don't know, Parkston. On the fly-in, it would have been after Sizewell, so it would have been about here, going down that Suffolk. So it would have been just there somewhere, around that bit. So northeast of Ipswich, it would have been here. Yeah, it was definitely not in use. That one, I think, looks in better nick than that one. It did show up on 4Flight, but I was looking at it quickly, and I didn't see any actives, any military stuff. There's no airspace around it, nothing, so I don't know what it is. You think it's bent water? What, that one? Or the other one? You think that's bent water, or do you think that's bent water? And then, so this is clockwise again. So after that, you then come over to Felixstowe and Harwich. So you start to see the dockyard. Felixstowe Harwich down this way. The first one, right. Lots of... I mean, you just... Like, the scale of these places just blows my mind, you know. There's just so many containers just stacked up here. Track coming in. It's just bonkers. And that one, you kind of get a good view of it. I mean, these containers here are stacked like 3, 4, sometimes even 5 high. And there's just rows and rows. Just reminds me, like, you know, in Eurotruck, when you go to those pickup yards like this and you sort of drive down these rows here. It's literally like that. Mad. Is that where you are, Mark? Nice. I think I saw, on the way back, I definitely saw a Costco. Yeah, there it is. Look, it says on it, Costco shipping. So, whether they're loading or unloading, I don't know, but this is where Costco gets all their stuff, right? They just have their own container ship. Is that one a Maersk one? Yeah, that's a Maersk one. And then, so that's that area there that we just saw, like Felixstowe and Harwich, right there. That's off the wing. Again, you can see beautiful weather. We're over the water here. So there's a waypoint actually out in the water. So, yeah. Costco is not Costco. What is Costco then? Is a China shipping. Which one was that? That was COSCO, wasn't it? Costco. So, yeah. And then, so that is, I tell you what that is. I took a picture of that because Chelmsford has, so this Dogbone interchange, I know where this is. This is a park and ride here. And I took this picture to show Mrs. Squirrel because sometimes we've kind of been in through this bit. This goes to Malden. This is Chelmsford over here. And then that road goes to Malden, and that's the A12 to London. And there's a park and ride there. And I wanted to just show what it was like from there, because it's kind of weird. When you go through junctions for years, and then you see it from there, it's kind of weird. Can I make the pics full screen? What do you mean, like that? That's about the best I can do, I think. Well, what did you want to see? Which one are you trying to see? Picture of. Any of them. So that's, yeah, that's the, I can't remember what junction number that is. That's the A12, though, to London. And then that is over, that's Chelmsford now. So we're over in the Chelmsford area. Trying to think. This is the, trying to get my bearings. This is the west side, I think. I think I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to get my bearings. I think that's the 414 to Harlow. I'm not sure though. It's the south side. It could be the south side, yeah. There's a school around here somewhere. That's looking back into Chelmsford. So I think we're on the south side here, over the A12. Turning back over towards Chelmsford. If I think that might be the cricket ground. There. That might be the cricket ground. That's the... Oh, this is the Army and Navy here. If anybody knows Chelmsford, this is the Army and Navy roundabout there. Which is like a major headache for traffic, this one. There used to be a flyover here. It was literally made out of Meccano. Yeah? It used to be a flyover that went right from there to there, and they tore it down a couple of years ago. And what they should have done, they built this brand new bridge about 8 years ago, I think. There used to be like a really rubbish bridge there, and they replaced it with this massive one. And to this day, I do not understand why they do not have a road that goes from here to here. Yeah? Because so much traffic comes down here and just goes back up there. And it's just such a dumb thing. Like, why did they not create a relief road between that bridge and here? I'll never know. World's dodgiest flyover. What do you mean? What are you trying to say? Look, there is Chelmsford Cricket Ground, if you recognise it. That is, if you've ever seen Chelmsford train line, I might have talked about this before. When you come into Chelmsford, this is the track to London. It goes over a series of arched bridges there. You can see the bridge right here. And then Chelmsford train station is just about there. It's like elevated up. So when you go into Chelmsford train station, you have to go up 2 flights of stairs to get up to the track, which is elevated up here. And then that then goes off towards Braintree and Colchester. So that would be like roughly northeast, southwest, roughly. I showed you the bridge in ETS2 Pro Mods. I did. That's the bridge right there. Chelmsford Cricket Ground. I think they had that in Pro Mods. Anything notable here? The cathedral is there, I think. I think that's the cathedral. There's the River Elm, I think it's called. You see people canoeing through here. And the infamous Army and Navy. And then that area would be, let's think. So that area there would be Springfield, up here. That would be Bewley Park, the new bit. That would be, what's it called? Melbourne area up that way. Is that all the pics? Yeah. Is that all the pics? Oh no. Where's this one? This might have been the second flight when I was taking pictures from a different direction. Yeah, I think I know where this is. Yeah, so that is the 414 to Harlow there. And that is Tesco, I'm sure of it. I think that's Tesco, and that's what used to be called the Miami Roundabout. And then that would then be Molsham School here, I think. So this is the southwest side. I mean, you know, when you're trying to fly a plane and take pictures, it's not easy, right? And this, where the heck is... Oh, I know where this is. This is, you know that bridge I just showed you? I said I don't know why they didn't create a connection. This is the top end of that bridge. So this here is Chelmer Village Retail Park. That's what that is. So that is PC World. That is Wren Kitchens, I think. That is Costco, Costa Coffee. Yeah, but autopilot will just take a fixed route. I wanted to spend a little bit of time getting some pictures, so that there is. Let me get my bearings straight. That is the prison, right there. That is His Majesty's prison, right there. Got a very, very high wall around it, and that is Chelmsford Police HQ. That building. So, funnily enough, Chelmsford Police HQ is right next to Chelmsford Prison. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah, that's Chelmer Village Retail Park. You should see, the day after Christmas Day, like Boxing Day, you should see the roads here, right? This is an absolute gridlock of people going back to Chelmer Village, shopping village here, to spend money or return things. It is genuinely impossible to get through here. That's Chelmer Village housing. That's an industrial estate up there. Like I said, that's all Springfield. And yeah, that's Chelmsford for you. Don't know if you have any more. And that was, as I was, like, I'd already done a flight. I came back and I was making a cup of tea. I stepped outside with my cup of tea, and everybody pulled the planes out of the hangar. Everybody was going flying, because look at it. It had been chucking it down with rain for the last 7 days. And then all of a sudden, you just get this amazing weather. So everybody came to the airfield. This was about midday at this point. I'd already been up. almost 2 hours flying. I got to the airfield at about 10 to 9, I think it was, and basically took it, got it refueled, filled her up, and went out on a flight. So by the time I got back, people were just pulling the planes out. It was crazy. And that was, what was that? Why did I take that picture? Oh, I know why I took that picture. This is the north side of this is the A12 here. This is the north side of Chelmsford. And this interchange here, this is called the Burham Interchange. This one. It's a big interchange. Just under the wing here is a BP garage and a big McDonald's and a huge truck stop. And what they've done is they've reworked this junction. They've been doing it for about a year. And this is a new bridge that's being built. That's why I took a picture. I was going to show the missus. This is a new bridge that's being built off that junction that goes to this road. And I'm curious because I've not seen this before. This road, which sweeps that way, this is Bewley Park, the new housing estate. You can see the new houses being built, like horrible townhouses. Hate them. And they're stupidly expensive. And this is like a relief road, if you like, because a lot of traffic has to come in this way through the junction to get up the A12, or now they'll be able to shortcut it. That goes off to Braintree. So yeah, I was kind of curious what they were doing here. That's why I took the picture. And then that was the second flight. So you can see now, this is like 1:30 in the afternoon. You can see the sun is really starting to come down. And if you look at the mist now, it's so very different. The flight back, it was really hard to see in front of you because I was flying into the sun. And I took a picture of this disused airfield that had obviously been completely converted into an industrial estate. You can see where the runway used to be. Like, there's literally stuff all over it. And then there's two massive wind turbines, which weren't moving because it was just so calm. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Massive industrial site. Mrs. Squirrel, have a fancy flying with you? She does, but I've resisted it so far. That's a slightly better picture. Looks like that's being constructed, whatever that is. Containers here. Yeah, they've got like a ring road system. I don't know if they use that for anything. It just sat there. It's a bit weird. Oh yeah, well, just enough there to land, isn't there? I mean, provided you didn't get hit by one of these blades, I suppose. But you could, in theory, get in. And that's what greeted me. I finally landed at the end of the day. I stepped out of the door, shut the hangar door, stepped outside, and there was a massive crow just looking at me. I was like, okay, not creepy at all. And yeah, that's all the pictures. So there you go. That was my fun day of flying. So I think I got just over about 3 hours and 10 minutes of flying in, which is not bad. To be honest with you, like the second trip back, I was crossing my legs a little bit because I'd had a big cup of tea before I went. And after about an hour, I was like, oh, that wasn't such a good idea. By the time I landed the plane, I was like, whoo. I think I jumped out the plane, ran to the bathroom. It was a rookie error, absolutely. Where was I up to with these resubs? Mr. Cowley, Joseph for 31 months, Simondo with a year, happy anniversary, dude. Lawson with 2 months, Spy Plane Squirrel, lol. Yorkie with 14, love your work, thank you, Yorkie. Shubham, 2 years, Shubham, 24 months, thank you very much. Happy anniversary as well. Emil Urker with 51 months. Yep, a group of crows is indeed called a murder of crows. Do you legally have to clock your hours in the air? Yeah, so you have to fill in two things. You have to fill in the plane logbook, and you have to fill in your own pilot logbook. You can't do anything in aviation without paperwork. Trust me. So you've got to make a note of everything. You've got to make note of the engine start time, when you took off, when you land, when you turn the engine off again, the tacho start and end times, What else do you need? Where you went from and to, who was in command, all kinds of stuff, and you have to write it all in the books. So yeah, you have to track everything. Stargazer, thank you for 16. You knew the birds move is a true story, Lynn. So yeah, I'm going to try and go up either Monday or Tuesday as well. I need to get a few more hours in. I think maybe 2 hours should do it, and that should be enough to extend my SCP license for 2 years, because it runs out on the 30th of November. My license, and I have to renew it for another 2 years.